forgive me if I'm walking into a landmine here, but Marv Levy, any idea if he's going to be at the game this weekend?
I do not know. Actually, sent him a message this week, but have not had a chance to talk to him. We've just missed each other.
Okay, one more thing. And I'm fishing. But because you know what it means there, they haven't won a playoff game in a long time. You know the people there. Any other reason? I'm fishing. In a perfect world, would you rather eliminate somebody else?
Yeah. That thought's never crossed my mind. I'm so focused on us. Our theme this week is that it's just all about us. There's a lot of different, to your point, Greg, the one thing we did say, as we don't say everything that we say in a team meeting, but I try to give you guys a few nuggets of what we say in our team meeting. And one of the things that we said today was it's playoffs. So it's everybody's job out there to look at this game from every angle there is. That's part of what makes it so popular. And so, but we got one angle that we got to look at this game. And that's, we got to get ready to play a really good football team and prepare. So that's really all my mind is focused on.
But you did pause. I'm just going to say you paused at that question. It was a dumb question, but you paused.
No, I like the question. I really did.
Thank you.
Stephen Holder.
Frank, when you watch Buffalo's defense, what is it that kind of jumps out? Is it that they're, I don't know, they seem sound, they seem aggressive. I don't know. What do you notice?
Yeah, no, I think, Stephen, I think the soundness, they obviously got really good players, a lot of really good players. Maybe no elite superstar name, but man, a lot of really good players. And you see they're very gap sound. They're very disciplined. And I respect this team because they play with the formula that we like to play with, that you got to be really aggressive, but also maintain discipline, gap integrity. And I think that this team does a very good job of that.
Mike Chappell.
Frank, you talk superstars, and you've talked about Josh Allen, what he is. Are he and Stefon Diggs sort of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams? I mean, any other year, maybe Allen is a runaway MVP.
Yeah, I do think I hadn't thought about that comparison, but it's probably a good comparison. I do think that Josh is a legitimate MVP candidate. He has to be, with the year that he's had, the way they played, the nature of their wins, the role that he's played in their wins, the consistency of what he's played with. He's playing at an MVP level, and obviously Stefon Diggs has had an incredible year himself. So very dangerous duo. They're hot, and they deserve the respect that we're giving them, and it'll be a good challenge for us.
Kevin Bowen.
Hey, Frank, I've got two. Just a quick one. Any update on Kari to start?
Still in protocol. Making good progress. We feel good about the progress that he's making, but you know how these concussion things are. We just need to, take it day by day, but making good progress.
And then obviously you had your quarterback here in 2018 when Josh Allen came out of Wyoming, but like you look at his college numbers, they won't wow you. Did you evaluate him at all? Did you watch his college film? Like, are you surprised that he's doing this early?
I actually didn't do a hard evaluation on him, just given the situation that we were in. Looked at, I always watch a little bit of all the quarterbacks coming out, but it's one thing just to kind of watch a few games here and there and really study a guy and break him down. What most impresses me about Josh Allen is, and I know a lot's been made about it already, but, for him to be, completing 69% this year and the accuracy in which he's throwing the ball and still making big plays down the field. I just think that's a credit to him and the work that he's put in to make that improvement.
Mike Wells.
Hey, Frank, when the season started, Phillip had a couple of games where he threw some multiple interceptions. Some coaches may think about maybe sitting a quarterback down, especially one coming off the season that Phillip had last year. You were adamant in saying you were going to, Phillip was your starting quarterback. Why is that? Why did you stick with him?
Yeah, Mike. I mean, there were so many positive things that he was doing, and so many positive things that he was doing. If it would have been, and I'm not saying this with Phil, but in general, any quarterback, if you have a quarterback that has a couple games with multiple interceptions and is just not playing good football, then maybe that thought creeps into your mind even just a little bit, but it didn't even creep in at all because number one, there's other things that happen on interceptions. I'm not saying that he wasn't responsible for them. He's a quarterback. That's just the way it rolls when you play quarterback. But there's other factors in those interceptions as well. And then secondly, besides those plays, the rest of the plays were so stinking good. And so that's why that thought never even crossed my mind.
And then to follow up on that question, how much did the history of knowing Philip, the relationship, knowing, he had been through this in the past and the mental toughness, how much did that factor into it also? Did it factor into it?
No, it absolutely factored into it. That's part of the reason he's here, the history that we had together, the belief and confidence that I have in him that, he's got that mental and physical toughness to overcome. I've seen it time and time again. And, you play this position, there's a lot, it's an interesting ride, and you got to be able to endure that. And I think he's done a really great job of that his whole career, and was just confident that, whatever minor setbacks, he had along the way, that they were minor. And that, when I was confident that when it was all said and done, the overarching trajectory of what he would do this year for our team would be an arrow up, and see him getting better and better. And I believe that's come to fruition.
Jim Aiello.
Yeah, Frank, we all know how competitive Philip is and how much he wants, to get that championship. I was wondering, is there going to be any, I don't know, talk with him? I suppose is he going to be maybe more amped up this week than he has before? Are you going to have to maybe talk him down from wanting to spend 24 hours at the building, anything like that?
Yeah, no, I mean, no. I mean, we've talked this week already. I mean, but we talk every week. So we're just staying in the same routine. Now it's a playoff, so that, the nature of the talk was a little bit different, but it's just how we get ready for this week. And it's just general talk. Honestly, the same talk I would have with any quarterback. The same talk I would have with any quarterback. And like you said, Jim, I mean, Philip's naturally pretty amped up. So, I'm just confident in who he is as a leader, how he'll manage his emotions in these moments, and that he, like me and the rest of us, is still learning. And this is another opportunity. It's another opportunity, not only to win a game, but to get better. And so we'll approach it like that.
All right, last one, Phil B.
Hey, Coach, acknowledging your coaching experience in the playoffs, winning a Super Bowl ring as a coordinator, then getting in as a head coach 2 years ago, winning a game, losing a game. What do you take away from the playoff experience that maybe benefits you as a head coach, or being a head coach as opposed to when you're a coordinator?
Yeah, there's a lot, Phil. I mean, and not just as a head coach and as a coordinator, player, assistant coach, all those things. Everything that you do, you carry with you to the next level. And I really think, if I were to sum it up, generally it would be what I mentioned to you that we talked about as a team today. It's really about what we do. Resist the tendency in these moments to try to be a hero. Resist the tendency in these moments to try to overcoach players. Resist the tendency to try to over scheme, and think that you're going to unlock the, you're still doing all those things. We're still going to put wrinkles in. We're going to, offensively, defensively, and special teams, we're going to scheme things up to get the players, try to put the players in the best position. But you got to do what you do well. And, I hear the echoes of Marv Levy and Tony Dungy and many others who have had an influence on me of, doing the ordinary things extraordinarily well. And at the end of the day, what we talked about today as a team was what will cause us to win this game is our players doing ordinary things in an extraordinary manner.